So, hello. Just finished Chicago Marathon, and I'm in the Runners with Disabilities tent. At the finish, Stephanie, a lady called Stephanie, very nice lady, met me at the finish and walked me over here and helped me get through all the crowds. I'm a little bit unwell. I've been unwell for maybe the last 8 or so miles. Maybe it started halfway, but because it started to get a bit more congested. But I managed to. I'm not like really ill. I mean, my eyes are a bit fuzzy and I'm a bit shaky and I can't talk very well. But I'm nowhere near as bad as I have been at the end of other races, and it's because this race is pretty epic. First of all, they have been amazing with treating disabled people and people with hidden disabilities in an amazing and respectable way. You never feel like you're an inconvenience or that they just make it seem so normal. At the start this morning, we met at the Hilton and they walked us over to the start area through all the security, and then they took us into, I think it's the Museum of Modern Art, but I'm not sure. It was a modern art gallery anyway, and we waited in rooms there, and they had all drinks and food and bananas, and it was warm, and we were literally, you walked out the door and we were at the start, and we could wait in there until maybe like 20 minutes before the start. Oh, they took our bags as well, and they brought our bags here, so we don't have to go anywhere to get our bags. And then the wheelchairs started, and we started just after the wheelchairs. So we started 7 minutes before the first group of runners, and pretty much for like the first at least half a mile I had an entire empty race course in front of me, which is crazy because this is the world major. I was like there was nobody in front of me on the race course, well, except the wheelchairs because they started before us. But it was pretty incredible. By I think it was about mile 2, we saw the lead runners come past, and wow, they were fast, and it was incredible to see. And then we gradually got more and more runners coming past. But for most of the race until towards the end, I pretty much had loads of space to run in, and I only got pushed 3 times, which is a miracle. And all 3 times it was by a man who was trying to go around a corner, even though the racing line was on the other side. So he was taking the extreme opposite of the racing line, which is where I was staying. But anyway, 3 times is like a record, I think. I don't think I've ever had a major race where I haven't been knocked and stuff, and it just, for the first half marathon, I just felt like a normal runner, like how it used to feel before my illness got worse. I just felt normal, and it was incredible, and it didn't take much, just that extra little bit of head start so that you're running in an open space and you're away from the crowds. And we got crowds later on, but it was only for a small part at the end of the race, and if I'd had that for the whole race, it would have been much, much, much worse. I certainly wouldn't have felt free, like incredibly free, like just running for the fun of it. And the crowds were amazing. I think because most people don't have their names on their tops here, which I've discovered, and I put my name on my top. So I got cheers from all the crowds, and especially when in the first half of the race, when all the runners were going really fast and I was going a lot slower than them, I would like high five in the crowds and clap in the crowds, and literally hundreds of people cheered me on, and my hand hurts from high fiving so many people. But yeah, it's amazing, and I think this is my favourite race. It's not my fastest race, but it's definitely my favourite, and I don't think it would have been my favourite if I'd had a similar experience to Berlin. I think because I could start in a happy, positive place and not worry about people. I mean, I still worried about people coming past me, and I still all stayed to the side. And most of the time I took the extreme away from the racing line. Although the last mile I did not. My last mile is from Michelle Kerr-Brown. Did I get your surname right, Michelle? Sorry. I just ran a marathon, my head's fuzzy. But sorry you can't be here. My last mile is for you, and I ran it as fast as I could. I picked up a lot of speed because I slowed down a lot in the second half. But I'm very happy with my time. I think I don't know how many marathons I've done this year, like maybe 36 or 37. So to get another 4:12, which is, I think it's a very similar time to Berlin, to get that again after so many races, I'm really happy with that. And I couldn't have done that without the amazing support from all the crowds and from the way that they do the Athletes with Disabilities here. I think it's incredible, and it's a really good race. I would recommend this to everyone, including the 5K, to get a hat. But yeah, I loved every second. Even when I got ill and I couldn't talk and I couldn't say thank you to all the volunteers and stuff, I still loved it. That's it. Sorry for the long video again. Bye.